Hey there, and welcome. Have you ever felt that even when you use all the right words, your English just doesn't sound, well, natural? Well, today we're going to let you in on one of the biggest secrets to sounding clear and confident. We are talking all about word stress. Just listen to this word for a second. Information. Did you hear that? The may part, it's just a little bit stronger. That right there, that's the secret rhythm of English. Pretty much every word with more than one part has this special beat. So what exactly is word stress? You can think of it like the heartbeat of a word. And no, it's not about feeling stressed out or worried. It's all about giving a word its energy, its special shape. And the rule here is actually pretty simple, and you can count on it. In any English word that has two or more syllables, we always give one syllable a little extra push, a little more strength than the others. It's really the key that unlocks how the word is supposed to sound. So what do I mean by strong? Well, it's really three things. The stressed syllable is a bit louder. You hold it for a little longer. And the vowel sound is much, much clearer. Listen one more time to information. You could actually hear all three of those things happening on that ma part. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but why is this so important? And trust me, it's not just to sound fancy. Getting the stress right is absolutely crucial for people to understand you clearly. Okay, let's look at a perfect example. If I say present with the stress on the first part, I'm talking about a gift. But if I say present, stressing the second part, I'm talking about the action of giving something. See that? The spelling is exactly the same, but changing the stress completely changes the meaning. Crazy, right? I know. This might seem a little complicated, but don't worry because there are some really simple patterns that are going to help you get the hang of this. So let's dive in to some of the easy rules. All right, here's our first super helpful pattern. For most two-syllable nouns, things, and adjectives, which are describing words, the stress is almost always on the very first part. So for example, we say table, happy, clever. You hear that? All the energy is right at the start. It's table, not table. But what about verbs? The action words. Well, for most two-syllable verbs, we do the complete opposite. We put the stress on the second part. Listen to the difference here. We say relax, begin, explain. The energy comes at the end. It's a really cool contrast to the nouns and adjectives we just looked at, isn't it? Okay, this next pattern is one of my personal favorites because you see it everywhere. For words that end in tion, you just put the stress on the syllable right before it. Simple as that. Just like that first word we looked at, information. Or how about this one, education? You just find that tation at the end and take one step back. It's such a great little trick and it works almost every time. All right, here's one that's a little more advanced, but it's just as useful once you know it. For words that end in ity, we actually jump back two syllables from the end. Let's try it out. Take the word university. We start at the end with T, count back one to C, and back one more to ver. There it is, university. Let's do another one. Electricity. Back from T is C, and back one more is trick. Perfect. Rules are great, but hearing how these words sound in a real conversation is even better. So let me tell you a quick little story so you can hear how this all flows together. So last week, I visited a university. I gave a fantastic lesson. And you know what? The students were so excited. And at the very end, they gave me a beautiful present. You see, the rhythm just makes the story flow and makes everything so much clearer. It really is all about that rhythm. Now, listening is good, but you know what's even better? Speaking. So let's try a few words together. I want you to say them out loud with me. Come on, don't be shy. You ready? Let's start with this one. I'll say it, and then it's your turn. Computer.
Okay, let's try one more. Really listen for that beat. Biology. Now you? Fantastic. See? You're really starting to get the feel for it.
Now, to really make this stick, here's a fun little challenge for you. First, just pick 3 of the words we learned today. Second, grab your phone and record yourself saying them out loud. And finally, if you can, share that little recording with a teacher or a native speaker and just ask them for some feedback.
So, what do you think? Which word will you practice first? Remember, at the beginning, we talked about sounding more natural, more confident. Well, this is the secret. Mastering word stress is a journey, and you just took a huge step forward today. Thanks so much for joining me. Keep practicing and keep listening for that beautiful English rhythm.